Battleborn Bride is on pre-sale on Amazon right now. And I will say that my awesome husband and writing and life partner, J.T. Hume, was the first person to pre-order a copy because we do that for each other. Though I think I forgot to pre-order his last book, but he went and tested the link. It is working, so I will put the link to the pre-order down in the description box. So that is another item I can check off my list for Battleborn Bride. The book is also uploading to Book Sirens, where readers will be able to download advance review copies, as I had hoped to do, and it has not been approved yet, but once that is approved, hopefully that all the files are okay, I will put that link also down below, and if someone wants to read an advance review copy, they will be able to do so. In order to do that, the person will have to set up an account with Book Sirens, and they will need to be approved as an ARC reader, and then they can go in and check out the book that way. It will be available as either an EPUB that is readable on a phone or an e-reading device, or as a PDF in case somebody wants to read it on a computer. So that's another item that I can check off my list of things to do. Yesterday, I ordered a pattern for an 1860s day dress. I plan to make myself a dress to wear to my book release events in October. So I will take you along on that journey as I am sewing that dress. I'm going to be making something in a gray. It will be Victorian half mourning. I do have a black skirt that I've worn in the past, but I want this to be a little bit more authentic to the time period, because the skirt that I made previously was just a generic long skirt. This is a full day dress, and I'm hoping to get that ready in plenty of time to be able to wear it to my October events. So part one of that section of my plan is in progress. The pattern should arrive soon, I hope, and it will be I'll be focusing on that pretty intently to get it done in plenty of time for October. So Battleborn Bride is in progress, things are going well, and of course, I'm sure you would maybe like to see what the cover looks like now. So without further ado, here is Battleborn Bride. This cover was designed by Sujay Paul, with his company is called Pixels with Purpose on 99 Designs, and this is the third time I have worked with him on a book cover, and I'm very happy with his work. He is very responsive. He got a very good idea of what design I had in mind, because as I imagined my book cover initially, this is not quite what I imagined, but it's very close in that I meant to have my main character, Sarah Jane Avery, toward the left side of the cover, kind of straddling the spine a little bit. And obviously, this is not Carson City, Nevada. It is something of a generic Western town. It was never going to be exactly Carson City, Nevada, but we have the horses, we have the Western town, the facades, there are mountains in the background, and again, not authentic to Carson City, but close enough that I'm very pleased with how this cover turned out. I also like the fact that my Sarah Jane on this cover looks a little bit like one of the Coca-Cola models used on the various Coca-Cola trays that I have in my house. So I'll pop an image of one of those trays here just to show you that the Sarah Jane image on my book cover looks a little bit like one of them. So that makes me happy. But Battleborn Bride is coming along. As I said, again, here is the cover. I'm very happy with the cover, and I'm looking forward to getting a paperback version of it. But in order to do that, I actually need to finish the document. When I put the book up on pre-order, I didn't have to actually upload the manuscript. It is uploaded to Book Sirens for ARC readers, but it is not yet uploaded to Amazon. I have until October 27th to get my final version uploaded to that site for the ebook. but I am going to be getting proof copies very soon. So I need to finalize the document probably in the next few days. I hope to be able to order my proof copies in the next week or so, because we are heading into the latter part of August, and I need to finalize my proof copies in order to, so I will be able to order my author copies. I'm getting tongue-tied because I'm so excited. So the book, like I said, is up for pre-order on Amazon. JT did order a copy, so that meant that it started showing up in the Amazon rankings. Now, when setting up a book for sale on Amazon, you have to include keyword or categories for your book. I had initially intended to promote this as a young adult, and I do still think this is appropriate for a young adult audience of probably 14 years and up. But if I chose young adult on Amazon, it limited me to 14 to 17 years old, and I did not want to have an upper age range for it. So I chose to just put it into the literature and fiction category. It is in historical fiction in two categories, 19th century and United States. It is also in the romance category on Western and Frontier. So that gives people the opportunity, if they're looking for a specific kind of book and they don't know about my book in advance, hopefully when they're scrolling through those categories, they will come across it and maybe be interested. And that's why having a good book cover is so important. Also, my current rankings. So overall in the Kindle store, that's all the Kindle books that are available. It is currently sitting at 309,110, which that's way down there. So people are not easily going to stumble across it that way. In 19th century historical fiction on Kindle, it actually ranks at 225, which is a lot better than more than 300,000. In 19th century historical fiction books, it currently ranks at number 304. And then in US historical fiction, it ranks at 2133. Now, this is where pre-ordering the book really is helpful, because each time someone pre-orders the book rises in the rankings. And in order to really be visible easily to a broader variety of people who are looking at the site, it would probably need to rank in about the top 10 or 20, so that when people are just scrolling through the categories, they'll see it more quickly than they would if, at 309,110, people are not just going to stumble across that. So my plan going forward is I'm going to start promoting my pre-order across my social media platforms. Of course, I'm going to be sharing my cover, and I'm going to promote that the book is available for pre-order. And hopefully people will be interested enough in that to check out copies of the book or pre-order copies of the book in ebook. Now, currently it is only on Amazon for pre-order in the ebook format. I believe I will be able to do pre-orders on other platforms, but I'm starting exclusively with Amazon just to start getting the word out there. Now, with the Book Sirens ARC reviews, hopefully anybody who reads that will upload a review to either Amazon or Goodreads, or maybe both. Amazon and Goodreads are connected. So in that way, hopefully people will start reading the book, start reviewing the book, put those reviews out there. And in that way, the book will also start rising not in the rankings so much, but in notice, that people will start noticing the book because there are reviews attached to it. So hopefully, and I think Amazon has actually cracked down on reviewers who have not yet purchased a copy of the book. So if someone has not pre-ordered the book and they get the book from Book Sirens, they may only be able to review it on Goodreads. I'm not entirely sure about that, but hopefully as I start getting those reviews, I can actually promote those as a means of getting more interest in the book. So we are currently about, a little over 9 weeks away from release day, I believe. That's a pretty decent amount of time for me to really start heavily promoting Battleborn Bride. As I mentioned in previous videos, I do have several events set up in October. So I will be doing my book release at the Riverside Gallery on October 18th, I believe it is. Still haven't finalized all the details for that, but the date is set. I'm in the initial planning stages of a release event with Bub's Bookstore here in Carson City. So I will also have more details about that as it is finalized. And I will be doing either Mark Twain Days or an event at a library in Douglas County. If the timing works out, I will be doing both, which means I would actually have 3 events in one weekend if we have the Douglas County Library, the Mark Twain Days, and my book release in Reno. So doing 3 releases in 3 days like that could be really good for the visibility of this book. I will also be sending out press releases to local media once I get the paperbacks in hand and once I've actually started setting up those events. I will start promoting them in local media as well. I may go to the State Library and Archives and see if they will allow me to put out a flyer advertising some of my events, and I'm going to be creating book-specific bookmarks for Battleborn Bride. I'm going to do a pre-order bookmark that I will have a QR code to the pre-order link, and I will be putting those out or handing them out. We did get another book, Ask Me About My Book t-shirt that fits better. So JT now has a blue one and I have the green one. So I will be wearing that around in public, carrying my bookmarks with me and handing those out as I go. So hopefully people will actually be curious enough to pre-order the book. The ebook version of Battleborn Bride is $4.99, so it's not horribly expensive. The physical paperback copy will probably be $12.99 to $15.99, whatever. I'm not sure what range we've been using on all of the platforms, but those will be also, fairly inexpensive when it comes to the cost of a new book. And I will be getting them uploaded to Draft to Digital. So JT will handle that part of the process. Once it goes live on Draft to Digital, then it will also be available to libraries. So I will be able to contact the libraries around Nevada and let them know that this is a historical fiction. It is set in Nevada. It is set in Carson City. And if they're interested, they actually can order copies for their libraries. They can either license the ebook copy, order a physical copy, or both. I will be obviously going to the Nevada State Library and Archives where I used to work, and I will be talking to them and see if they would be interested in picking up a copy of Battleborn Bride. And I am going to start attempting to record it as an audiobook. So hopefully I can have that. I don't know if 9 weeks, if I can get that done in 9 weeks. That may be a little too tight, but I'll see if I can get that done. And that would be actually my first audiobook. JT and I are still talking about doing an audiobook From Tundra to Tiara, but I think I would like to prioritize Battleborn Bride to see if I can get that done first and go from there. So those are my current plans for Battleborn Bride. This is going to be pretty much the start of the marketing playlist for this book. I am going to be reorganizing my playlists a little bit. I'm going to create a Battleborn Bride specific playlist so that all of the writing and editing and all of that, the entire series up to this point, will be included in the Battleborn Bride playlist, as well as the marketing videos going forward. And then I will do a release week series related to Battleborn Bride. So a lot more is coming up on that front. I'm very excited to be at this part of the process. As I'm recording this, today is August 14th, 2026. It is a Friday. It is warming up again. We had a couple of really nice cool days. It's currently about 90 degrees in my sunroom. So I'm going to be leaving this place in just a few minutes, but I want to finish this video first. It's almost lunchtime. JT and I did record a podcast for the Nevada Author Network that will be going live on Sunday. So we will not be doing our regular podcast, the CC and JT Amateur Hour, this week. We're doing the Nevada Author Network instead. But JT said that he will be sending out, or he will be setting up a blog post on our website about Battleborn Bride, about this video, about what I'm doing and where the book will be available. So that will be another way I can promote Battleborn Bride. And like I said, I'm very excited about how this is going. Also, as I wrap up this video for today, I will let you know that we have dropped out of the America's Favorite Couple competition. I did a last-ditch attempt to get votes yesterday, and instead of gaining, we actually dropped to 5th place in our group of 5 people. So we are out of the competition completely now, which is a little bit disappointing, but I'm so excited about Battleborn Bride that I'm not as disappointed as I could be. And I am hopeful that moving forward, we will get more attention for my book, for JT's books. We can start earning a little bit more income so that we can start converting this building behind me into, at least part of it, into a podcast studio. This building actually is the length of the building matches the width of our house, and then the width of the building is smaller. It is an old garage that is not accessible by cars. So we need to do a little bit of conversion. There is a nice big space that we could use as our podcast studio. So I'm hopeful, even though we didn't win the $20,000 from the America's Favorite Couple competition, I'm hopeful that we can actually earn a little bit of income with our book sales in the coming years. I don't expect it to happen overnight, but I'm hopeful that we can actually start earning enough to not only pay for the cost of creating and releasing our books, but maybe we can eventually get that podcast studio. That's not a priority, but definitely a dream that I hope will happen sooner rather than later. I do enjoy using our dining room as a podcast studio, but it would be nice to have something that was purpose-built, and we can also move our office space in there so we can take it out of our house and have our separate little 2 More Books LLC worldwide headquarters behind us. So that is the dream, and if you would like to help achieve that dream, then I hope you will follow along on these videos. I hope that you will check out the pre-order for Battleborn Bride. I hope that you will check out all the other books that we also have available. I will be releasing more books in my Restless Spirit series very soon. Book 3 is written, needs revision and editing, so I'm hoping that will be out in either late 2026 or early 2027. I am in progress on my Spooktober poems for this year, and I will be talking more about those as we go forward in the coming weeks. Those will be another publication of sorts that I plan to release in October, but that will be an Amazon exclusive. It will be a small book, and it's not my highest priority right now. My highest priority is Battleborn Bride because I have high hopes for this book. I am hoping to be able to do some public events where I talk about the history of Nevada, the history of Carson City, and related to that, the history of what was happening during the Civil War at that time period, a little bit about Victorian mourning culture and rituals. By creating a dress for myself, I will be talking about clothing styles from that time period. I have a lot of different plans related to this release. So I hope you do follow along. If you are a first-time viewer of my channel, I hope you will subscribe. I do have, as I mentioned, a lot of plans going forward with this channel related to Battleborn Bride. So if you want to see the process of how the book was written, I can link you to that playlist and then kind of get you up to speed to this point in the process. And then you can start following along as I post these videos. I am posting daily videos throughout the rest of 2026. I have done one every day so far this year, and I plan to continue to do so. Not all of them are related specifically to Battleborn Bride. A lot of them are writing related. I call it the Life of a Writer 2026 because that's who and what I am. I am also a retiree from state government. I'm a retired archivist from the Nevada State Archives, which really leads into why I wrote Battleborn Bride in the first place. And if you watch some of my previous videos, you will learn more about that history. So thank you for following along. I hope you are having a wonderful day and week so far, and I will chat with you again tomorrow. I'm Cassidy Carson, and this is The Life of a Writer. Take care.